Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope everyone's having a nice Thursday, getting ready for the weekend. Well, there's a lot of people here so far. JC, yeah, first. Hey, props to you for being first. Zero Signal. David, Sweet Tooth, hope you guys are doing well. A name, glad to see you. Critter, always glad to see you running around here. Hope you guys I know you guys have had a busy week with all the trials, so thank you for being here tonight. Uncle Bubba, how are you doing? Good evening. 4M, hello. Oh, hi, Kurt. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Not Frey, how are you? Why aren't the Freds? Not the Freds. Yes, the group of Freds. That's who we don't like. um, why aren't the feds prosecuting Daryl Brooks for hate crime? Because they don't believe that there's any racial motivation behind it. That's the main reason why. So, kind of sucks that way. But yeah, I think it's fairly obvious that there probably is some sort of racial animus there, and but if they can't find it in the evidence, they can't find it there. Because then otherwise they don't really have a case to go for them on that. Um, zero, oh fucks, yeah, nice seeing me and Nick last night. I know, but God, that was long. I didn't realize it till we got to the end. It was like 5.5 hours. We just kept chugging through everything. Um, that was a long night. Ethan, how are you doing? Gino, yes, free Nick Rekieta. Yes, tonight should be his last night of the ban. Uh Supposedly. Now, YouTube may screw around with that and cause him more problems. I know last night we talked about there's a little bit of a conspiracy theory that this was a result to keep him out of covering the Alex Jones trial at all. Like the last time he got banned and he suffered 10 days instead of 7. So who knows, but he should be done today. Also, yes, free Nick Rekieta, free Kiwi Farms. Is this week's stream sponsored by Bone Tactical? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing for the weekend coming up. We're gonna do something. I just got to figure out what. Um, the McMichaels were convicted with less evidence. They were. The problem with the McMichaels is, and I know I said this before. When the feds start rooting through your cell phone, and they find you, with the hard R's repeatedly, or like the one guy actually expressing anger over the fact your girlfriend is dating somebody of a different race. Yeah. Kim, how are you doing? Linda, hello. Mr. Squiggles, hello. Yeah, Uncivil, you're right. Yeah, so it was 2 weeks this time. Yeah, so maybe it's 20 days total. Nick's Yeah, Nick is also welcome on my stream as always. So you know what? I'll just I don't even really. He's probably busy doing stuff. I don't know whatever it is they do in Yoderstan out in Minnesota. Sorry, just had to uh send him a link. Kurt, I'd actually send you one. I don't know email for you because my Twitter's all got nuked again, so I would do that. Um, Bone Tactical. I can't brand that because they're actually. No, I'm not joking. I did a video. I did that stream for Bone Tactical. That's an actual company. That's a real place. That's a guy who owns that company. He does training, so I can't. Yeah, I can't do that. So, Wrestler Town. Yeah, you're gonna miss the Nick Rumble streams. I know. Yes. Don't worry, Wrestler. As Bane would say, "Don't fear not, brother. We shall build more towers in the future." Bro, you're optimistic. I bet he makes it a month or less. Um, Graham, you're asking why do we need hate crime laws? Well, we didn't, but it was a way to enhance, the activities of people if they were doing something with a racial motivation. And yes, it ultimately matter? No, if you commit murder, you commit murder, and then you could just point it out during the trial. But yeah, Harris, hello. Ronnie, hello. Eric, hello. Daisy girl, hello. Pokey, sent it. Yeah, I sent a lot last night. Uh Biden's growing. Amyloid levels. Boner tactical. Yeah, those guys pretty much were boners. Hello, Mike. How you doing? Did I see the LAPD gangbang on the guy with a lighter? No. I mean, like, was it like an actual gangbang? Because, like, those don't really do it for me. And I'm not sure everybody here is a gangbang fan. Yeah, type in LAPD lighter. Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah, we may cover that. That looks interesting. So, yeah. Yes, yes, and yeah. Um, oh, it's one of those lights look like a gun. Okay, yeah, I found the right thing. I read what I want to read. No, I try to read as much. I try to read everybody's stuff. I try to read as much as I can. All right, so we are. I guess we'll start off with Nikolas Cruz. I thought it was very interesting. Uh, Ronnie, we actually have had people watching the Pike County trial. Um, as I told you guys this week, I've been busy with some other things. I couldn't cover it. Critter and Gabby and Matthew, my mods, also run a channel called Twisted Sisters, and they've been running Nicholas Cruz, but they've also been running the Pike County murder trial for the Wagner family. And they have, and we're going to cover that a little bit. So yeah, but if you want to watch it, Twisted Sisters here, you know what? I'll bring them up. I will bring them up just so you guys can see. Um, who were you talking about? So you know for the future. Oh, come on, you piece of shit. StreamYard killing me. So yeah, this is Twisted Sisters. This is their page. If you guys type it in, I will throw it in the chat. And Critter, you can throw in as well. So um prosecuting the Howe trial is awful. Well, you know, not everybody is going to be the best attorneys you'll ever find. That's just the nature of it. So that's I would leave that alone for now. Yeah, Linda Marie, I'll put that back up. Um, yeah, actually, we'll finish it up. I'll read this last comment and we'll get going. Um, Alpha Fox Adam, yeah, Chile is attempting to include Judge Kevin Waldo in a suit against Pam Wagner and Ironton. He thinks it somehow will negate his arrest warrant. Yeah, yeah, I've thought about talking about that and doing a little video on this because now he's filed his amended complaint in federal court where it's a little more fleshed out. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. Him throwing the judge in like this, the judge has judicial immunity, and the judge actually hadn't done anything. The judge just had a bond hearing basically for Chili to show cause why, his bond shouldn't be revoked. It wasn't revoked until Chili skipped out. So I'm not. I'm not going to read that one, but yes, if you destroyed some end towers, that would be an issue. Kurt is asking, what microphone do I use? I use me, and it's easier if I just bring it up because I can go into my orders. This is what I use, Kurt. Nothing too fancy. It was not $56 when I bought it. It was actually a lot cheaper. It was I got it for like 40, I think, when I bought it. But yeah, this is this bad boy right here. So it's a side microphone. It's not like Nick's or some of your guys where you speak into it straight on. It's on this side. All right. So yeah, I guess we'll start off with Nikolas Cruz. I thought this was very interesting. So Nikolas Cruz, you guys are aware, he pled out to all the murder charges, and the death penalty was still on the table. So they immediately did the penalty phase. And I know we talked about this before, but I'll just run through it again. When you have the penalty phase, it is a trial that it's a separate trial basically, and it's about whether or not he should get the death penalty or life without parole. Now, for the defense, it's about getting him life without parole. That is their win. That is their victory. He's already pled guilty. There's nothing they can do about it. They can't change that verdict at this point. All they can do is get the jury to agree that he should not be executed. Now, the defense had a proposed set of evidence they were going to offer 80 witnesses and a bunch of different a bunch of different exhibits, other things like that they were going to use to show that there were mitigating factors to why Nikolas Cruz should not be executed. Well, partway through things got a little interesting because the defense rested a little bit early, and by a little bit, a lot early. And the neat part is this is not law and crime, so they can't complain about this one. But this is hilarious to listen to from the defense, and these are his public defenders, who you're going to hear talking in a second. Then here's the judge everybody's been simping over, which I don't get, but.
Yes, at this time the defense rests, other than putting in our records. We're not playing chess. I mean, will you please take the jury back in? Thank you. All right, go ahead and put in your records. To be Nikolas Cruz Henderson, episode 1 record. Let me just stop. State, are you going to have anything ready for today?
No. We're expecting, there was 80 witnesses. We're waiting for 40 more witnesses.
I just want to say this is the most uncalled for, unprofessional way to try a case. You all knew about this, and even if you didn't make your decision until this morning, to have 22 people plus all of this staff and every attorney march into court, be waiting as if it's some kind of game. Now I have to send them home. The state's not ready. They're not going to have a witness ready. We have another day wasted. I honestly, I have never experienced a level of unprofessionalism.
Okay, so the issue was they had 80 witnesses. They only put on 40, and then they said, "Up, we're done." They have every right to say that. They said they're going to introduce 80. They could introduce one and stop. They could do 79 and stop. They could do any number in between and stop. The issue with the judge is that morning, very likely, they knew they were going to stop at 40. Or at some point, they realized they were going to be stopping at 40. And they did not notify anyone. Now, do they have to? No. There's no rules that they have to do it. Is it an ethics issue? No. But is it a courtesy issue? Yes. Typically, the court wants to keep the case running because the state has the opportunity to present rebuttal evidence to what the defense presented. Well, if the state's not ready and they aren't aware that, oh, okay, it's about to end, they have not prepared. They have not prepared to get anything ready. So this entire day now is wasted time because they're not ready to counteract what the defense offered. So, yes, is the judge right? This was a waste of time? Sure, but they are allowed to do that, and the judge can be upset with them and pissed off at them, but they aren't breaking the rules. They're just breaking courtroom decorum.
In my career, it's unbelievable.
So Judge, we had any pretrial matters, you asked us to be here at 9:15. We were here at 9:15 to discuss pretrial matters. I have been practicing in this county for 22
You know what, I
years.
don't want to hear it, I don't want to
Well,
hear it.
Judge, you're insulting me on the record in front of my client, and I believe that I should be able to
Okay,
defend
you
myself.
can do that later, you can make your record later, but you've been insulting me the entire trial. So blatantly, taking your headphones off, arguing with me, storming out, coming late intentionally if you don't like my rulings. So quite frankly, this has been long overdue. So please be seated, you can receive the evidence, I will receive the evidence, and then you can put whatever you want on the record at the end. Go ahead.
So, yeah, that was not the best move in the world. Definitely not the best move. But they did it. You know what? Oh, well, it happens. They're here. So, can't change it now. Oh my gosh. Some of you guys. Yeah, Critter, it was great to watch. I bet it was. Oh, yeah. Hi, Michelle. Judge is right. Nothing to write home about. Yeah, like I said, the judge is right ultimately from a courtesy standpoint, but it's not like you could sanction them for this. So, it's just they get chewed out, and it's kind of like Inglourious Bastards. I've been chewed out before. And I have by judge. It's not fun, but you get used to it. JC, I would recuse if I was his public defender. Well, you can't. I mean, why would you recuse? You got to keep going. You guys, oh my gosh. Oh fuck, a Miami 4 like Destiny's Wife. Oh. Ooh, rough crowd tonight. Ethan, yeah, he was yes, he kind of laughed because he said, yeah, 40 more witnesses. Yes. That's one of those times where you say the bare minimum and you let the other side get shelled. I've mentioned this before. When it's going on, you just kind of sit there. You don't say a word and you hope that the judge doesn't notice you. And you let the other side get murdered. Apparently the current prosecutor in the court is the judge's former boss. That's not uncommon. A lot of judges are prosecutors at some point. So and Luke, I think you're right. It's bad considering the court was just asking just before who the next witness was going to be. Yeah, but even if they'd said it right then and there, she probably still would have been pissed off. Like, I think they knew, the defense team realized they were probably getting to the end. And I would just, I wouldn't do it because it doesn't help you. It's, an Alpha Fox saying it's tactics, but your tactics need to have some purpose. They need to help you achieve a goal. And if I'm employing tactical things, am I going to achieve that goal? If it's not going to help me, why would I do it? Um, let's see here. Oh, JC, the school shooters don't deserve defending. Everybody's entitled to a defense, regardless of who they are. And if you don't afford it to the people you hate, then you're surely going to end up without having it yourself, because those are the people who truly need it. Okay, let's see. Eric Folmes is the one kid that was shot, sister, in the audience was hotter than the judge. Jeez. Oof. Harris is asking, don't you not want to piss in the judge's cereal if you can help it? Yes. And that's a critical thing. But this entire trial, though, even going back to jury selection, there's been a lot of back and forth. Both sides have kind of pissed off the judge. They've pissed off each other. There's all kinds of bullshit going on. So, as much as I'd like to say that it was just the one side, this whole trial's kind of been a dumpster fire. So, I don't think you can say otherwise. It's Linda Marie saying apparently legal mindset has met her because Florida said she was pretty in person too. Well, that's good then. I just wasn't sure with all that makeup she wears. Ethan saying, I like his lawyer's sass. It makes the whole trial interesting. Well, it does. It does. It helps if you have a little bit of character. Otherwise, there are trials where I've seen when the attorneys are just on both sides. They just, oh, we're drone. They're drones, and they just go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And objection. Yes, those are horrible trials to watch, even if there's good things going on, and it's good attorneys. Alpha. Props to Destiny though, making a porcelain style documentary on Lucas. Yes, that was I need to watch it. I need to watch it. No. Yes, I have heard about this. This is very it's yeah. The Ohio Supreme Court ordered briefs in regards to how Bruin would affect a Second Amendment due process challenge to having a weapon or disability. Justice Bruner dissented very prominently. Yes, yes. This Bruner, Clarence Thomas, Justice Thomas, thank God for you, you mad lad. He literally threw a grenade into a lot of legal systems. So it's very awesome. Los Angeles Spike. I don't think I've seen you on here before, so thank you for stopping by. This sounds like we're hoping the defense does a better job. I always hope the defense does the best job they can. I hope they do it perfectly every time and they do everything they can for their client, because that's the standard we should expect out of them, and we should want to see that happen. Ultimately, I think they are probably going to give him the death penalty. I just don't think there's any way around that for the jury. Aussie Overlord. The goal is to piss off the judge. Mission accomplished. Yes. They've very much accomplished that mission multiple times over. 7-Eleven, how you doing? Michael. Oh, he did post something. All right. I'll post that up in a second. Linda Marie for the super chat. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support for $1.99. So shoot first, ask questions later for school shooters. It's part of the active shooter training is you go in and hunt that guy down and you stop him. So it kind of is that way, yes, but didn't Legal Mindset say his pregnant stripper friend worked down in Florida? Yeah, but the idea of pregnant strippers working in Florida isn't really which one. Um, oh, you guys are virtual hugging. I went to MSD in 97, 98. They were finishing construction on the freshman building. Oh, yeah, that's got to be a little weird for you to have to come through that. Cat's Gallery. So does he ultimately have fetal alcohol syndrome? I don't know. He very well could have, but it sounds like if it's not that, he's got a multi-pronged diagnosis with a couple of things, maybe even one of those clusters. Rackets is back. Oh, okay. Well, we'll fire up the tubes and see if he shows up. Brigada Law. Did he post in the? Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to show. We're gonna show this one. Just a little spicy, just a little, but the man deserves to be able to talk about it. As he says in his community post, "Oh look, I'm back. How much does YouTube suck for not letting me tell you I was false flagged by a mentally deranged monster and given a 2-week suspension based on a lie?" Well, there's a poll. They suck a lot, and they suck even more. Well, I think they suck even more. But yes, tonight he's all done. So, um, yeah. So you guys aren't getting notifications anymore. That sucks. I don't know what to do about that. Really, I don't. It's yeah. Sorry, I'll try to figure it out, but it sounds like that's just more of YouTube not doing its thing at this point. Uh, the doctor said no, he didn't have fetal alcohol syndrome, but could or have grown out of it. Yeah, and that's possible. But it is reasonable to conclude there's a lot of issues going on with Nikolas Cruz. Nick is pretty gay. Yeah, when is he not? When is he not? Keffels is a piece of shit. Yes, Keffels is a piece of shit. Yes, back to tame language. Hey, we're not on Rumble tonight. We have to. We have rules here. This is not Vietnam. There are rules, Smokey. Nope, you found by scrolling. Oh, okay. Well, that's yeah, I'm not really sure what to say. That's just it's a little ridiculous that it's not working that way. I don't know yeah, not sure what to do. Dispatch and Direct gifted out some memberships. Thank you, Dispatch. That's very awesome of you to do. No, saying Bruner's descent is on guns and money. I heard that. I need to look it up. Um, yes, that she said non-white people were happy back then to not be able to possess guns. I'm sure if you asked them, they would have. Yeah, they would not have had the same sentiments. What are the odds people are waiting in the wings to strike again at Nick? Oh, I guarantee you they're gonna try. They're gonna keep going. It's not gonna stop. Keffels has an army of little terrorists and henchmen that work for him. So, but yes, thank you very much, Dispatch. I very much appreciate that. So everybody else who received a gift, Kiwi Farms is up to. It was earlier today. I was on farms cruising around for a little bit. It was not the best connection in the world, but I haven't tried lately. So Might not be anymore. The law said hello. Wrestler Town. Rest in peace, Edward Towers. Jeez. We needed more stars in the chat. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah, tonight he's going to get brigaded if he goes on. He's going to get brigaded if he goes on. Yeah, the Farms is still up on tour, but if you aren't on tour, they were trying to do it just regular on the internet without using tour. So we'll see how long that works. What else do we have right now? Oh, Illinois. Yes. So I guess moving on to the next topic is what's going on in Illinois. So Illinois, back at the beginning of 2020, well, January 2021, they passed the Safety Act, the Illinois Safety, Accountability, Fairness, and Equity Today Act. So SAFE-T. So clever, I know. Haha. Like a shitty dad joke, but that's what they do. Where is... Yes, okay. So there are a bunch of things people think is going to happen. And one of them is this here, that they are changing Keffel's backwards. Okay. Okay. Brothers, we must purge this heresy from the world. Grab your staplers and hammers. We will nail every map to the wall. For the Emperor. Yes, you're very much right. That's very much correct. So, anyway, we're going to get on to what's going on in Illinois, or Illinois, if you are a Homestar Runner fan and you like Strong Bad. Illinois. I think that sounds more fancy that way. So this is something I've seen a bunch of times, what's been going on here. And it's the idea that supposedly in Illinois, there are going to be, beginning January 1st, there are non-detainable offenses. Now, as you can see, this is listed out as pretty serious things. Aggravated battery, aggravated DUI, aggravated fleeing. That must mean when you run away and you're very angry. Arson, burglary, drug-induced homicide. So if you help somebody overdose, intimidation, kidnapping, robbery, second-degree murder, and threatening a public official. Now, that's the allegation. This was put forward by... this is not correct. A non-detainable offense means you couldn't arrest somebody for this. And that's not at all true. You can always arrest people for offenses. And as much as I hate to say a fact check, the claim is that anyone with a non-detainable offense would be released immediately after arrest. And that's not the case. You still get arrested and go to jail, and then they figure out what your bond's going to be. And we'll look at the Safety Act that's a little more of a academic breakdown of it. But there are crimes that are not going to get you... certain crimes, including forcible felony, stalking, and domestic abuse, guarantee the revocation of pretrial release, meaning they won't be released after arrest. So there are crimes where you won't. And crimes like this, you wouldn't be allowed to be released. But Illinois is getting rid of cash bail. They will then go towards a more of an assessment-based determination whether or not you should be held or not. So there's some claims in the rest of this article where they talk about what happens to people as far as how they'll be released. But I do think it shows they do some interesting things I do think are helpful. And now you might think this is biased. It's the Illinois Criminal Justice Authority here. It's a group that is working towards, explaining the summary of the Safety Act. Now, there are things in this I do like regarding police highlights, regarding the use of force. Offers new standards for when the police use of force. I don't know what those standards are yet, but there might be good ones in there. They require officers to provide aid after using force. I don't think that's a bad idea because if they do hurt you, they should help make sure they limit how much injury you have. Requires other officers to intervene if other officers use unauthorized or excessive force. Yeah, but that becomes super subjective. And let's say you think they are using excessive force and it turns out you're wrong. Well, I'm sure your department's going to fire you, number one. Then, number two, the word's going to get out you tried to arrest a fellow cop like that and you were wrong. So then it just, would you be liable for a 1983 action at that point, too? And what I think of is, I know we watched it a while back, is the cop down, I think, in Miami, where she tried to pull the guy off of the dude that he was beating up and he turns around and chokes her. So do you really want to encourage that type of situation to occur? I don't know. Apparently they do in Illinois. Prohibiting the purchase of any military equipment or surplus program. Yes, that does cut down the militarization of the police. So it's hard not to argue with that one. Requires publishing of any purchase, request, or receipt of equipment through any military purchasing program. Well, they have to generally document that crap anyway. Now, I do like this one a lot. Expanding the usage of and changing the guideline requirements for body-worn cameras and who may access, review, or delete footage. And that should be a very limited number of people who can delete the footage. Expanding officer training to include crisis intervention, de-escalation, obviously the use of force, but high-risk traffic stops. Okay, those things are all good. We should have police. They should have some training and basic training in de-escalation, how to handle people who are completely losing their mind, enough to know they can make a situation safe and get the real crazy people, tenders out there and let them address that person. Now, this part here, talking about implicit bias, racial and ethnic sensitivity training. None of that. The police don't need to be doing that. The mandating the use of force to the FBI national database, I think that makes sense. Then as far as complaints and misconduct, a statewide decertification process for officers, because it's very hard to get your certifications taken away as an officer. So you can bounce from, city to city, county to county in the same state quite a while before you get your certification taken away. And I think the civil rights lawyer says it best. He says it's an issue of accountability, that there's a massive lack of accountability and cops can just keep going from place to place to place. Well, it's because their certifications are still valid. Sometimes they go state to state to state. But yes, there should be a way to suspend those and decertify properly. Allowing their attorney general to initiate lawsuits and enforce settlements against police agencies. Yeah, the federal government already does that, so I don't really see what they're going to do more instead, unless they're just going to cause more problems. Create stricter body cam regulations and a class 3 felony for clear and willful attempts to obstruct justice. And I think it should. If you're an officer and you screw around with your body cam, you should be held criminally liable for it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a felony level evidence tampering or obstructing justice charge. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't touch your camera. Bans the destruction of police misconduct records. I think that's critical. Allows complaint filings against officers without sworn affidavits or legal documentation. Okay, I don't like that one as much. If you're going to say it happened, you should be willing to write down and sign off on it. But the idea that they can just go ahead and do investigations into people without any sort of real, evidence that holds up to any scrutiny, well, that's not fair for anyone. You wouldn't want that to happen to you. I wouldn't want it to happen to me. So have it happen to someone in the, in the police. I don't like that. Remember, it's got to be equal for everyone. Those are some of the big things there. They talk about how they're going to come up with some decertification processes here, and I think that's important how they're going to do it. there's a lot that they need to do to make this happen, but it could be very good for their community. Now, having guys being released on bail, and getting rid of cash bail, I don't know how that's going to turn out for Illinois. So we'll see. But I thought it was interesting to discuss. Oh, hold on here. David Davidson, let the purge begin. Patty F saying they aren't obligated to help already. Wow. Well, yes, they're not. But there's also, remember, let's say they do shoot you. There's only so much training they would have anyway and equipment they have. So what are they going to do if you're injured as a result of the use of force? Sure, maybe they could slap band-aids or gauze on something, but if they shoot you and put a hole in you, that requires a special doctor who can plug holes, and you're not one of them. So I don't. This is not a super huge thing. I think ultimately. CG saying we're going to get a chain of one officer arresting another for use of force issues. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that happening. Providing aid will be exploited by lawyers because, and Nero 89 is pointing this out, that the police didn't immediately run over and start providing aid after the dude was just lighting them up. Maybe. I think that's something the courts are going to have to sort out, but that could be an issue. David saying the anonymous complaints ones is horseshit. I think so too. If you're going to investigate somebody like that, there should be some level of, he should be aware who's accusing him. Ethan's saying they have to be able to turn off the body cams because otherwise they wouldn't be able to put the drugs in your car when they search it. Yeah. Yes, that'd be an issue there. Let me get that badge number. Yeah. Nero saying, people have right to face their accuser. Exactly, they do. And that's a problem if you have anonymous complaints. But you should be informed of what's, coming against you. Gene, hello, how are you doing? Cat Skylar saying just put a pillow under my head. Stephanie saying they all have first aid certifications. Most departments require stop the bleed classes and generally yearly. A paramedic gives a how to provide aid refresher, state dependent. Yeah, they have some level of aid, but there's only so much they can do in certain situations. So, but yes, I think there should be having them get involved. Biden saying that doesn't look like no white girl can. What you drinking? I am just drinking tea today. It was a long night last night. If I drink any alcohol, I'm going to get very, very sleepy. The cops have AIDS. Well, I mean, I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm going to leave that one alone. So where are we on? Oh, yes, I'm fun when I drink. Thank you. Thank you. Hold on here. So the Pike County murder trials, I know we talked about this before, The Wagner family, particularly the father and son that are left, are accused of helping to plot and murder 8 members of the Rodin family over multiple things, but also including a child custody battle. Well, their trial started this week. Like I said, Twisted Sisters is covering it. But there is quite a bit that's going on in this trial, and it's going to take a while because remember, it is an 8-person murder. So there's a lot they have to cover. Artist Legacy, am I streaming on Odyssey? I don't know if it's streaming right this second, but I know I know it'll show up on there. I was trying to set the thing up with the stream keys and all that for Odyssey, but it's kind of kicking my butt. I'm gonna have to talk to them about setting that up, but I would like to work on that to make it so I could do it going forward. But going back to the Wagners, there have been multiple witnesses who have testified so far, but they asked to testify only in the courtroom, meaning they weren't seen on camera and that the microphones were off. Now, the microphone for the court reporter, sure, but they didn't want to testify in front of the whole world, which I find the idea that that was ever going to happen rather offensive. This is a very important trial. It's important in the community. The community needs to know its processes are out in the open for accountability. But letting police officers say, well, I don't feel comfortable testifying in front of everybody, I think that's nonsense. You might feel some sympathy for some random guy, but for law enforcement personnel, they should have to testify in front of everybody on TV and with those microphones in their face. I hate coming over to CommuTube. I know. Maybe only for so much longer. It's the Montagues and the Capulets. So that's what's going on right now, anyway, in the Pike County case. I don't agree with that at all, and I think the judge should force these people to testify, as long as they don't have any issues, like they are a minor or they're a victim and they don't want to give their address. Fine, but everything else should be out in the open. This is it's not how it should be done. I don't like that idea. I never have, never will. Um, Well, you guys are just chugging along over here in your own little. I do like it. I do like watching you guys do your work. Ethan saying public trials just know only if you have the means to show up and get inside the courtroom and sit there all day. Yeah, but they provide an important role. They provide a critical role in our justice system. So let's see, what else do we have for tonight? We got Frogman v. Sandyhook. And then we're gonna have to. We are going to do. Actually, I don't know what we're gonna do right this second. I'm trying to figure this out. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing. That's what I did. So, Alex Jones is back in trial. He's back in trial with the other Sandyhook parents. They are suing him in Connecticut. Just like the Texas case, though, he has been held in default. So now they have moved on solely to the issue of damages, which, once again, I think is unfair and illegal. But, we'll have to see what happens going forward. Can I play the clip of the judge losing her shit in the Jones trial? I am trying to find that right now because it was very funny. This was very funny. It's also funny when he had the poor little FBI agent up there crying like a little girl. These guys are supposed to be the big bad FBI agents, and this guy cries like my sister. Alex Jones, trial Connecticut. There we go. Let's see if this gets us what we need. So this judge and the ag biochemist, yes. So what came out today was that one of the investigators is now being investigated. The FBI's corruption issues. Yes, it does. Well, it turns out the guy who helped Christopher Steele do the Steele dossier, Igor Danchenko, was then made a confidential human source by the FBI, which removes him from being able to have him testify. It allows him to be protected. And the FBI could say, sorry, we can't disclose things about our informants. Yes, your sister cries like a Fed. That's worse than crying like a bitch. Yeah. Although a lot of Feds are bitches, to be fair. To be fair. So this was very interesting that, given all the people Alex Jones has interacted with or can name drop, the judge did make a couple of rulings, which I think changed things a lot for him.
So tell me now what your issue is.
He's testified about how he became aware of Alex Jones, how he reached conclusions about an association of Paulding and Jones. And he's also brought a suit, his efforts to find lawyers to help him bring a suit. It's our contention that this issue was largely dead until Hillary Clinton made a campaign of issue of it in 2016, blaming Jones for Sandyhook and associated.
Attorney Pass, no, you may not, because I already ruled on the Clinton issue and we're moved on from that. So now you talked about Megyn Kelly. So let's address Megyn Kelly.
It's a similar issue to
Well, then stick with the Megyn Kelly, and I don't want to hear Hillary Clinton again. If you want to address it, you can deal with the Megyn Kelly and wherever else you were going. Clinton's been moved on.
With respect to Megyn Kelly, given the nature of the argument that the plaintiffs made here, it's our contention we are entitled to put on exaggeration as a defense. If this man, when Megyn Kelly and NBC did an interview with Jones in 2017, a number of Connecticut residents petitioned local affiliates to not air the 2017 interview with Jones. I want to know if this man is one of them.
All right, Attorney Mattis.
Your Honor, number one, first of all, Attorney Pattis has no good faith basis for asking the question, even if it were relevant, which it is not. Mr. Oliver has been deposed. There's no evidence of any kind that he's part of it. But the larger issue here, which is what Attorney Pattis is trying to inject in this case, is some sort of echo of what he made the centerpiece of his opening, which is that this lawsuit is an effort to silence Mr. Jones. And he was trying to get into Mr. Altenberg that some unnamed group of people had been involved in sending a letter to NBC for one specific purpose, and that is to try and inject some sort of...
So those are the issues going on with Alex Jones. Talking about Hillary Clinton, when the FBI agent testified about Joe Rogan being some of the powerful people Alex Jones knows, the judge immediately said you can't talk about Joe Rogan. Yes, I don't. Yeah, she's being very ridiculous. Yes, the person who can't be named. Yes, the guy at the ponytail is Alex Jones's lawyers. And I think they're doing an okay job for what they have. Stabby saying, I wish you would have got the notification when you started. Yeah, well, you're still here, so that's all that matters. It's the thought that counts. You guys, geez, I can't read some of these. I don't know if I can read some of these on YouTube right now. I really don't think I can. I'm going to have to stick to Chris, Judge, I'm losing my hair. So but Uncle Bob is saying sorry. Sorry, I was trying to read all those. So is this good for Alex or bad for Alex? Well, it limits what he can do, because if he can't talk about these names and use it, well, that's a big part of the story that nobody hears and that they can't, and also he can point out that like all these people have had it out for me. So it really was a, with the vampire potbelly goblins coming after each your babies. It just, I'm sick of these people. According to Alex Jones. JC saying just read them. No, I'll let you guys read them. Susan's going to show up and say, wow, it's a nice channel. It'd be a shame if something happened. I'd be thrilled if she showed up like that. Maybe they answer the door naked for her. See what happens. I like V8 juice. Oh. Read it, Binger. No balls. You can say I ain't got no balls, but I'm over here walking around being able to stream. Like, what's up? So that is, well, guys, that's kind of where I am with things right now. I'm not gonna lie, I was exhausted from last night, and I still am feeling it. You guys could probably tell there's a couple times here I'm starting to slow down, and then I have to pick it back up. But what else do you guys got going on? If there are any in your neighborhoods or something you wanted to look at, we certainly have time for that. Oh, Jim, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I know it sucks like that. I guess you're not the only one tonight that got a late notice. Oh, yeah, we'll cover the lighter. We'll cover the lighter. That's not the good one. Viva has her losing and throwing her. Yeah, I saw that one and I can't find it exactly, so that's an issue. Stabby, you're asking, have I looked into more of that YouTube lawsuit for business casual? I did a little bit, but this week has just been, I might be able to work on that. Like might be able to take a look at that at lunch and really get into it a lot more, Stabby, because yeah, I do think it's interesting. Luke is saying, a Kiwi mom got arrested in South Korea after kids were Sarah Booned 4 years ago. Ooh. Yeah, it's not good to get caught like that. Not at all. Not at all. So, let's get to this. Let's get to this here. All right. So this is going to be no, we don't want StreamYard. We want that one. All right. So yeah, here it is. It's happened back in July. Oh.
16. I got it. You got it?
64, show me 608 rapid shots fired, officer yourself. We got one suspect.
Hey, stay right there. Stay right there. Right, stay right there.
Male Hispanic, white shirt, black hat.
I got.
I'm surprised he shot 5 times. That's very expensive. That's a lot of ammo he spent.
All units, officer needs help. 782 Radford, 782 Radford, shots fired. One suspect ran into the backyard wearing a white shirt and a black hat, requesting backup area and supervisor.
Hey, let me see your hand. Just get away. Get away from the gun. Get away from the gun.
What happened? Get away from the gun.
Yeah.
Why you got shot at? Come on, you have family.
Stop. Stop. Just get out of here, man. That's it. That's it. Get out of here. Just back up. Just back up. Just back up, man. It's all good.
I mean, I'm kind of stupid, but I don't know who he's talking to. But yes, when that officer fired, I don't know if one of those rounds went into his house. That could have been the reason why he comes out all agitated. And then we got another video angle. Oh! Damn.
16. I got it. You got it?
Jeez.
16 George 64, show me 608 Radford shots fired, officer yourself. We got one suspect.
Hey, stay right there. Stay right there. Right, stay right there.
Male Hispanic, white shirt, black hat.
I got.
Yeah, that's.
All units, officer needs help.
Yeah, how it. And
Radford,
You good, Kyle?
Radford,
Good?
shots
I'm good.
fired. One suspect
just-
ran into the backyard wearing a white shirt and a black hat, requesting backup area and supervisor.
Oh, this is just. Yeah. Woo.
16. I got it. You got it?
So yeah, I think he's gonna have some explaining to do because the guy holding a firearm and walking away, there's still no indication they have committed a crime that very second, or are committing a crime, or are just going to be dangerous out into the community. So yeah, this is I think they're gonna have trouble there, and I assume there's gonna be probably some level of a payout. I don't know how much. No, this cop has not been charged. That's like the last step before things actually happen. So JC says, "God damn. So glad my brothers aren't in the rye field anymore." You know, you just sit there with it. You don't it's you know, unless we're making a catcher in the rye reference there, I'm not really sure. Ethan says he was the guy with the lighter shaped like a gun, right? Yeah, the way I understand it, yes. Dispatches saying like, it's just a drive-by. Yes, by another gang. A very well organized gang out in LA. um Let me see what happens to this guy. Yes, so the guy survived. He got away actually. Once they ran into the house, the police called the SWAT team. SWAT team circled the house, but the guy got away. Shocker, I know the police screwed up. So just shooting into people is a great way to piss them off. You are, that is profound. I don't think anybody's ever heard that before. Jim is saying it's like a constitutional right or something to keep and bear arms or something. At least that's what I heard on YouTube. I know you heard it from some guy who sits here and talks all the time, basically to a computer screen, because that shows sanity. Noel saying the description has a context. They were going to stop a car. Yeah, so they were, and they thought this guy was a serial robbery suspect. So he's standing there with a gun, what looks like a gun. Yeah, I also, I mean, if I had that, I just wouldn't be walking around like I had a gun. I would hold it probably a little differently. Although I don't know if I'd buy one of those. Yeah, but I don't think in this one, in the LA stuff, those guys are in trouble at all. They did it the right way. Let's see here. I'm going to try to catch up on this side of it. No, we're all caught up. And A-Dubs is right. Nothing will happen to anybody, and that is a scary part. Yes, it is. There are people who, nothing's going to happen to them. Do I look like a pirate? Bronca had a Fed on stream today. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm gonna have to look for that one. Have I seen the Law Stash Law channel? What is that? Law Stash. Let me see. Law Stash. Law Stash Law Firm. Oh, wow, this dude's got a monster. Yeah, no, I've not heard of this guy before. That's interesting, though. He's got a very exquisite mustache, but also a very nice collection and pattern of suits. I gotta take a break. I feel abandoned. Goodbye, world. Have you talked about the new firearms laws yet? Have you seen what the ATF is requiring Paul and Brady to do? No, I've not done that yet. I was working on Actually, I've been working on it, and it should be ready, I think, next week. It was going to be a video about great Bruin happened. Everybody talked about it, but what's happened since then? And I just mentioned it. Within the past 2 weeks, Bruin finally made it back to the Second Circuit, which then had to further send it back down to the federal court. But it takes a little while for all it to happen. Let's see here. Interrogation Fed. Yeah, Jim, 100%. I agree with you. Yeah, Stabby saying if you buy a frame and a jig that, companies are required to serialize it and then sell it to you through an FFL. Yeah. But you can do it by ordering parts and pieces on your own. It might cost you a little bit more, but then you can always do whatever you want. A-Dub saying is the ATF is now passing laws or just throwing crap at the wall. Primarily throwing crap at the wall. Does Bronco glow in the dark from becoming around the feds too much? I don't know, but if he did really, I need to. Let me see here. Oh, where he talks with the Oh, so yeah, he's just a professional interrogator. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's but it's interesting to know because he can explain to you what their overall goals are. Their goals are to keep you talking and keep you talking and keep you talking before finally you stop or you invoke your rights, and then they've already got what they wanted and keep going. So, they go back to doing their thing and you leave and they've already got the important stuff, which happens all too frequently. So just make it an even stronger way by just not talking. Just don't talk. Okay. I'm trying to catch up here. You guys have so many things. Lumbry Lady, hello. How are you doing? Am I going to go over Chevron deference? Yes, I'm hoping the minute I cover something like that, the Supreme Court actually just comes out as it's downloading. They just say, "Oh, we changed our mind on that," and I could just immediately just throw it away. That would actually make my day. Hello from Southwest Ohio. I hope you're having fun down in Cincinnati area or Monroe or whatever. It's up there. Is Robert De Niro in The Parent Trap? No. Eric's saying, can I charge someone a cover charge using my 3D printer to print a jig? No, because I'd argue that there's the issue that you're now turning into a for-profit industry. So for you to do stuff now, you need industrial things there. So I'm not sure that'd be a good idea. Alpha Fox saying drop Chevron, yeah. You know, Kat, here's the thing. That information they're gonna have still gonna have it when you speak with an attorney and come back to them. So there's nothing wrong with just being quiet for now, and then if there's stuff to fill them out with or help them with, then bring it up later. Bring it up later. So, guys, I hate to do this. I know normally I go till about 2 hours or at least an hour and a half in, but I am just beat from last night. I am so sorry. I just can't keep. I feel like I'm about to fall asleep out here. No A-dubs. I wouldn't try to be involved in doing that, selling the printer and giving it back. Or if you take it and go, to international waters, could you print it and then come back? No, because you have to bring it back. So, yeah, I'm so sorry for everybody who just got here, but yeah, I am. Oh God, I'm too many pauses tonight. But yeah, Nick, yeah, that's what I get for doing the whole racket stream. 5 and almost all 6 hours of it. Oh, it was a good time. So, all right, you guys. Well, that is it for here. So Nick has his channel back. Yep, he does. Bubba is saying streaming tomorrow night. If it should be tomorrow night. So, yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but we'll I think probably a lot of just screwing around. I don't think I'll have anything specific for us to do. Gina's saying thank you for your time and thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yeah, that's it, guys. No idea how Rackets does it. Well, at that point, he also just stays up. He's on Pro Vigil, and also I'm assuming that makes him partially a night owl. But when you're a daytime guy, I was up at like 6:30 that yesterday, and just kept going and going and going and going and going. Yeah, Stabby's asking who's this Rackets guy? Yeah, he's some Jew on YouTube. Don't need to worry about him. Don't worry about him at all. So, all right, guys. So I will say this until next time. Just because you did it does not mean you're guilty.